with all the other people that's out on the street, like, do you really see people actually coming out and help you, and often like bringing like y'all and everyone else here or something, like something you know to like live with, like a little blanket or some food?
Yes. This location here is known for people to drop off clothes, food, blankets. On occasion, we have people dropping off bags with hygiene items, soap, deodorant, razors, stuff like that. So we do have some help in regards to having stuff like that coming in to help out. You know, it helps us get by. So
how is the interaction around this environment for you?
For the most part, it's good because you can make connections with people and deal with them one-on-one or small groups at a time. The real challenge is dealing with people who have drug addictions or alcohol dependency, because they're on a totally different mindset, being a junkie or a drunk. They're not thinking straight like most other folks are. So personally, I just avoid interacting with them because I already know it's going to be a messed up circumstance to try and get myself out of.
Some people actually pretend to be homeless just to receive money. How do you feel about that?
They need to quit it because there are in reality folks out here that do struggle day by day just to have the basics that they need to survive. And for somebody, there's YouTube videos of people getting called out on that. Folks like that, they just make things a whole lot harder for guys like me that are actually out here that could use some honest, help.
There's over 500,000 people on the street right now taken in 2015. How do you feel about that?
That's an incredible amount, right? I had no idea we had 500,000 people who were homeless and on the street. To have 500,000 people homeless on the street, that is discouraging. It makes me feel like we as a country don't feel or don't care the way we should, and don't give to the needy like we should, and don't really protect the human race like we should.
How do you personally view a homeless person?
I view him as a regular person. You're not your circumstances. You're not where you are. You are the character that you show, and being homeless does not define you as being one thing or another. Being homeless may cause you to act or feel a certain way at times in your life because of the situation that you're in. But being a homeless person is nothing to be judged about. It's nothing to be ashamed of, and it's nothing that says I should feel any particular way about a person just because they may not be able to afford consistent shelter above their head.
If you see someone homeless on the street, what would you do?
Really, I want to say I help every homeless person I see, but that's a lie. There are times when I help. There are times when I'm so desensitized to it that I look away. There are times when I don't stop. I know I'm supposed to help everybody. I know it should be my duty and my goal and my responsibility to help those in need and to give back because I've been blessed. But the reality is, I don't. I wish myself and others shared what we had with those who were less fortunate all the time. But the reality is, we go on living our lives as if we don't see it sometimes, as if it's not even there.
How do you actually do you have any ways to combat homelessness, big or small?
I don't have any particular way to combat homelessness other than helping one person at a time, giving my time, giving my heart, my spirit to those in need, because you never know what is going to stand out, what is going to change somebody's life, what is going to be meaningful to any individual. And that's not even just talking about somebody who's homeless, that's just talking in general. You combat the problems of this world one act of kindness at a time. And if you're not willing, or if you're not able to do that, then really you're not helping anything. You're really a part of a bigger system of problems.
There's a considerable amount. What would be your advice to them?
Well, I would hope that they're still going to school. I would hope, and maybe that could be their stepping stool to get out of their situation that they're in, because one of the number one ways to better yourself as a person is through educating yourself, so that way you can get out of any living condition that you're in. And I know that's easy for me to say because I'm not the homeless young person, but I guess that's the best answer I have.
There's some people out there who act to be homeless just to get money. How do you feel about that?
I think, depending on the situation, people acting like they're homeless, they probably have some kind of addiction to some kind of controlled substance. And for them, they're just trying to fuel their disease that they have of abuse of whatever that substance is. And so, obviously, I would not want to help give them some means to drug abuse or alcohol abuse or whatever that situation is. And I'm definitely not going to give them money to help fuel their laziness to not work, possibly, if that's the case. And so, yeah.
How would you respond to someone homeless on the street?
So there are times where I'm contemplating whether I should give money, if I even have it. If I do have something, I would give. But I thought about this new idea where I told my parents that I'm gonna go to the store and I'm gonna buy a pack of water, a case of water, and a pack of crackers, and I'm gonna tape it together. So when I come to stop where I see a homeless person, I'm able to give them something to eat, because it does scare me sometimes whether if I want to give a homeless person or whoever that is who's begging for money. Sometimes I think about what are they going to do with this money, because there are some people who don't use it the way they're supposed to. So I'm kind of leery about that. But if I have, I give. If I don't have, I just don't have. But I definitely want to do the idea of being able to give something.
Perfect. Some people. How do you personally view a homeless person?
I view a homeless person as a person, an individual who's down on their luck, who fell upon some hard times, just somebody who's struggling, like everybody else.
How do you actually see the people becoming homeless, getting to that point?
Well, most Americans are one paycheck away from homelessness anyway. So pretty much everybody is living paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes people just fall on hard times, maybe a layoff, maybe somebody was terminated. Mental illness sometimes play a role in that, substance abuse. There are a series of events that can lead people down that road.
How would you respond to someone homeless that you see on the street?
If I see someone homeless on the street and they are panhandling, I give. And whatever they do with that money, that's pretty much all on them. But I'm going to do my part. If somebody's asking for $1 or whatever, they're going to get it.
Good answer.
There's a considerable amount of youth homeless on the street. What would be your advice to give them?
My advice to them would be to go back home. Because if adults can't make it out on the streets, children definitely can't make it out on the street. And children are easy targets. They fall victims to predators, end up in sex trafficking. If adults can't handle themselves, a child definitely can't handle themselves out on the street.
It can happen to anybody.
True. How would you respond to someone homeless you see on the street?
It depends how they appear. If they appear like they're trying to get on their feet, or they on that crack, I'm treat them differently. If they're on that smack, I'm be like, stay away from them.
There's a considerable amount of youth homeless out there. Would you give them some advice? What advice would you give them?
Try to stay in what it's called, the shelters.
The shelters.
And get some assistance. There's people devoted to helping kids like that.
Do you see any ways to help homeless people, big or small?
Get them off the streets. Give them something to eat. Put them in somewhere it's warm. Try to figure out why they're homeless.
Some people pretend to be homeless just to get money. How do you feel about that?
I mean, the world is dirty. People are scamming. Nah, somebody that really is homeless, somebody gonna have a second thought about that because somebody was pretending to be.
Do you have any questions for someone that might be homeless that's on the street?
It's gonna get better if you work at it. You might be down and you look now, but there's stories of people like Steve Harvey and stuff that slept in their car for years. And now look where he's at.
Good.
What have your past experience been
You got to edit that.
homeless, and how do you feel about it?
Actually, I have not had no experience with the homeless, but if I did, I probably would feel sad and try to help out.
Okay. How do you think people become homeless?
It's like, it depends on the situation. Either it could be people who really don't care about life and just give up, or it could be people that have like injured problems who actually paid the bills and they're not able to pay the bills.
Okay. How do you feel about, the con artists that act like they're homeless and they just do it just to get the money?
I feel like that's messed up because you shouldn't do something that, like, homeless is really serious. People really do go through homelessness and actually get away from it and do better. But if you're acting like that for money, go out there and get a job rather than acting like you're homeless.
I want to get it.
Don't move, stop moving. Alright, go.
The amount of, you can actually see the amount of homeless people that are out here, it really is amazing. And actually, now that I'm out here and actually interviewing them, it's real hard to see like how their lives has actually turned out to get to this. Like the abuse, the drugs, the bad relationships, and all those problems really to get through out here. Out of the two people that I interviewed, I'm honestly say that I am sad. And what also makes me sad is the amount of cars that actually pass by. Now, people actually have their own little personal problems with their money and such, but to have seen someone out here that's on the street and all these tents that are just out here and set it up and actually going around talking to these people, it's really hard on my heart. And I really just want to say, when you see how someone out there give, anything helps to these people, really anything. Like if they get a support from different things from the government day by day, some people actually come out here, help out and stuff like that. But the main thing, we gotta do our part as citizens and actually take up the bar, actually do our part, in this community, because over 500,000 people are homeless right now, and we really have to drop that number in some type of way. It's going to increase and increase by the year unless we as citizens start to do something. And this is me actually doing something, doing this documentary, making this message, and that's what I really want to do. So don't just go outside of your life and then go and do the normal thing. But when you see, give, because giving is such a great thing, and it really changed throughout their lives. It's really changed someone's life, and that's really great to see. You might not see them later on in your life, but you know that you did something good in your life, and that really makes it great. So when you actually give, that puts that little good heart on your feeling, because you know that you're doing something right, and you can obviously see that these people really need it. They are really going through hardships, and I mean, all I can really say is that I'm really hard at the heart how much is going on.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. And to feel the way that every child should sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me, no one knew me. Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through